Like, if you're a basketball fan, you grow up a fan, like, you love the Celtics. Well, maybe I guess you could hate them, but I think for myself, like, the Celtics is one of the premier organizations of the NBA. Like, you always grow up knowing what the Celtics are about, and obviously having won a championship 2 years ago now, it's kind of cool to just be in this building and kind of, you know, surround yourself with the greatness that is played in this arena over the course of however many years. So I think it's a great opportunity for people in this city or fans around the area to come and support a W team.
Imagine Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever entering Boston's storied TD Garden to play the Connecticut Sun team that gave her the notorious eye poke and body check back in June. The stadium was packed with 19,156 screaming fans, turning this away game like their home court. That being said, nobody had any expectation of this. Clark was on the verge of breaking not one, not two, but 3 WNBA records in a single night after outscoring the Connecticut Sun in the last 5 minutes. You will be completely chilled by what transpired next. Use a phrase like, "I have the fever." Let's go if you concur with Caitlin and the Fever.
I know their game last year had great attendance and great energy, so I'm expecting the same tonight. But for myself, like, you don't take these opportunities for granted. Like, it's always fun to go to a new arena and a new place and enjoy it, and I, expect the same here tonight.
Marina May and I Poke from JCS Sheldon conducted a body check on Park Grab News during their most recent meeting for all the wrong reasons. On June 17th, it wasn't just another game. The fans were incensed by a terrible basketball mastery. The refs permitted the physical play to escalate. A number of altercations occurred. The players were dismissed. Everyone in the basketball community talked about player safety when Clark was beaten as well.
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and JC Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down. Sheldon fouls Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabry comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
When TD Garden becomes the scene of action, you may feel the level of intensity increasing. This matchup isn't your average one for the season anymore. This is a personal issue. Marina May and I Poke from JCS Sheldon conducted a body check on Park Grab News during their most recent meeting for all the wrong reasons. On June 17th, it wasn't just another game. The fans were incensed by a terrible basketball mastery. The refs permitted the physical play to escalate. A number of altercations occurred. The players were dismissed. Everyone in the basketball community talked about player safety when Clark was beaten as well.
The announcers here are saying, of course, Marina Mabry is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on JC Sheldon because she swiped her and hit her in the eyeball. Whether it is intentional or not, you can still have a flagrant a flagrant foul called on you, whether you are trying to intentionally hurt somebody or not. But this is what they called, you guys. This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabry, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And JC Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were ejected.
When TD Garden becomes the scene of action, you may feel the level of intensity increasing. This matchup isn't your average one for the season anymore. This is a personal issue. Through the rafters of this legendary theater, these wandering fans did more than just turn up, they seized control. Sophie Cunningham assumes the role of Clark's enforcer. She is ready to shield her teammate from similar incidents in the future. The Connecticut Sun tries to employ the same aggressive defensive strategy that worked well in the past. To scare Clark, they plan to employ multiple defenders and full-court pressure. Their plan is to let other Fever players score, while they focus on containing the Snake's heart. But this time, the Fever are ready. Clark's teammates are now supporting her in ways something wasn't there before. The support system is quite strong. Everybody knows what their role is. Every player is ready to step up when things start to become physical. The scenario is set for redemption when Clark gets the defense she needs to play her game.
Career for Allie. Clark trying to turn the corner. Oh, goes behind her back to find Howard.
Really good interior passing and patience by
Throughout warm-ups, it's evident in her eyes. Her teammates' support for her is clear evidence of this. This is not the sick team that was pushed around in June. When this squad got to Boston, they just had one objective: demonstrate to the Connecticut Sun what occurs when their star is altered. As soon as Indiana, something snapped when they gave the ball back to Clark and let her lead the attack. It was immediately apparent to you. The pace quickened. The force shifted. This basketball made the Fever formidable earlier in the season. The Fever have been struggling to define themselves without their unique, fast-paced sound. Forced shoots were the result of having too many possessions. Too many turnovers are committed by players who are trying to do too much. The ball did not move at all. Players were simply waiting for things to happen rather than actively forcing them to happen. Isn't it Fever basketball? That was not the reason this squad was assembled.
morning.
Boston
You can tell me.
Day yesterday.
It's okay. You can tell me when I'm falling.
That's fine. Here comes Clark. Working against Sheldon. Slices in.
Her, but deceptively, she is so quick and fast getting to the rim. Right here, gets up the floor with some force here. JC Sheldon doesn't even have the chance to react.
The Connecticut Sun's defense wanted to disrupt Clark's play and force her to take difficult shots. They threw multiple defenders at her each time she touched the ball. There was strain on her full. She was made to labor for every possession they possessed. They had a simple strategy: make Clark unpleasant so that other players must defeat them. The challenge is accepted by Clark. She challenges the Suns' defense and interacts with her teammates in ways that make them pay. Instead of forcing shots, she creates things for other people. Instead of getting annoyed, she finds the man who is open. The ball's motion spreads like wildfire. IT tells it all. 29 made baskets with 22 assists. This is what happens when Clark plays point guard properly.
A back cut by Lacan.
On the rookie out of France. And it didn't take long for Indiana to strike back.
That is after a
With 20 points. Everybody has opportunities thanks to Clark's playmaking, which makes Kelsey Mitchell light up the court. Open looks are what she's finding. Mitchell can no longer get help from the Sun. When Mitchell is shooting in all directions, they can't be dishonest with Clark. Her objective is the perfect factor in Clark's downfall. Having 13 rebounds and 18 points, Howard, Natasha, is a powerful figure within. The well-balanced attack is performing perfectly. Howard receives easy opportunities at the post because the Suns' defense is overworked. The boards are being cleaned by her. She's ending on a powerful note. This is what happens when you have multiple weapons and the defense can't focus on just one guy. Sophie Cunningham provides essential energy off the bench. She makes important shots when the team most needs her. Her ability to shoot three-pointers keeps the Sun honest. Her defense results in her gaining more possessions. She is the spark plug that keeps the energy levels high even when the starters need a rest.
Another opportunity on the O glass.
Cunningham already has 1-3, make it 2.
When all else fails, Kelsey Mitchell coming down, finds her teammate, Sophie Cunningham. No passes, no problem.
Then Aaliyah, even though Boston has trouble shooting, she still helps out with assists and rebounds. It's clear how strong the team is. When called upon, everyone knows their role. Everyone is ready to take the initiative. Even when Boston doesn't score goals, she still has an impact on the outcome in other ways. The Fever win a close game 85-77 as a result, illustrating what happens when they play their style of basketball. Fast pace, fluid ball movement, and lots of scoring chances. They posed a risk all season long due to this combination. This was the basketball that the spectators had come to see. Despite the crew's faultless performance, Clark was subtly making history in unforeseen ways.
Boston somehow found Howard. That was a blaze of a pass.
Aaliyah Boston had her eye on Natasha Howard before she got the ball. You knew it.
Clark, while everyone else was focused on the team's play, Clark was secretly trying to set 3 different WNBA records. In the background, the numbers were growing silently. Every three-pointer, every assist, and every game with 5 or more assists. Nobody in the arena realized they were observing the creation of history. On paper, Clark's shooting statistics seemed to be weak, but the stat sheet tells an interesting story. She only made 1 of 7 three-pointers and 4 of 14 field goals. Such numbers usually signify a difficult night for a celebrity. However, this is when the intriguing part begins. Clark's overall impact was substantial in other respects, regardless of her shooting percentage.
Sheldon is going to keep the pressure on Clark. You see Tina Charles with the responsibility of guarding Aaliyah Boston. High hedge on the ball screen on Clark.
Inside perfectly.
One thing you know about Tina Charles, she has every shot in her arsenal.
Now Sheldon, the height disadvantage against Howard.
Yeah, good recognition.
The original record of 450 career assists was set without any fanfare. Clark became the quickest player in WNBA history participant. She completed it in just 53 games. It's just insane when you think about it. To put this achievement in perspective, the previous record was held by Tisha Pinero. She achieved the same thing in 62 games in the late 1990s. By playing 9 full games, Clark surpassed that milestone. Even while 9 games might not sound like much, in a league where every assist matters, that makes a big difference.
You were announced today to obviously be in the three-point contest. Just what went into that decision, and what does it mean to do it for the first time in front of the fans in Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, not much went into it other than yes, I guess. Obviously, it's exciting. I've never participated in a three-point competition before, never practiced before, so just go out there and have fun. I think the lineup of people competing is tremendous. So more than anything, it's just going to be really great for our league and for women's basketball as a whole, just to have a lot of fun and experience that. So yeah, I'm just excited. I think Friday, the skills competition, and that will be a really exciting time, and it will lead right into Saturday of a really great game as well.
But that's not all. Clark also became the fastest player in the WNBA to reach 153 points in a career. Her capacity to score from any location on this record demonstrates court. She is not just a spectator. She can hurt you in a lot of ways because she is a consummate player in addition to being a scorer. She adapted to the professional game faster than anyone had predicted, as seen by her impressive three-point shooting total. The third record is arguably the most noteworthy. In WNBA history, Clark now has 40 consecutive games with 5 or more assists. The longest streak is that one. 40 playmaking games that never stop. For 40 games, she made her teammates better. In 40 games, she has shown that she is capable of producing offense even when her own shots aren't falling.
It's a rebound by Nelson Adota, and this time she was stuffed by Howard. Hall spots up and nails it.
The most incredible content is found in the final 5 minutes. Clark scored more points on her own than the whole Connecticut Sun team. Think about that for a moment. One player against the entire team. When it mattered most, she took command. She was able to find her groove when the game came down to it. She gave everyone a demonstration of her own playing style. As seen by his 3 records in one night, Clark's impact goes far beyond his ability to score points. She is a versatile player who affects victory in a number of ways. She makes her teammates better. Just by showing up on the court, she creates opportunities that didn't exist before. She changes how the game is played. But just when everything seemed perfect, one move might completely change the outcome.
Brutal. That's all you can say, and the look on Caitlin Clark's face said it all. After she clearly tweaked her groin in the Fever win over the Connecticut Sun in what has been an injury-riddled season for Clark. And whether it was pain or frustration or a combination of both, you could see it weighing on her.
Everything was flipped upside down by a single awful play in the final minute of what could have been a fantastic evening. Clark passed to Kelsey Mitchell for a basket. She then groaned in pain while clutching her right leg. It was immediately apparent that something was amiss. As she made her way to the bench, she didn't appear to be herself.
Right here, she explodes, makes the backdoor pass, and immediately grabs the inside of that right leg.
It appears that Clark has re-injured her right groin, the same location that has been bothering her lately. This wasn't simply a minor change. This same ailment had previously kept her out of commission, the same location where she has struggled throughout the season. It was evident from her response that this was a serious circumstance. The cameras capture her obvious distress and tears on the bench as the severity of the injury becomes apparent. Clark tried to hold back his tears. She seemed to be devastated. When playing games, this player rarely exhibits this degree of emotion. There was a clear contrast. One moment she is fighting back tears on the bench, and the next she is making history.
Looks like she's in pain after that pass. Had been dealing most recently with the groin injury.
It gets problematic at this point. Groin injuries are complicated. They take a long time to recover. They could sustain injuries from rain. Dr. Jesse Moore, a specialist in regenerative medicine, highlighted the challenges related to groin injuries. He saw how slowly they mend and how they can keep coming back. Even extended periods of rest may not always be enough to promote complete recovery. In sports involving a lot of leg movement, these injuries can last for a very long time if treatment is not received. Given that Indianapolis All-Star Weekend is only a few days away, the timing couldn't be worse. The crew was meant to be led by Clark. She was expected to compete in the three-point shootout. Missing these tournaments would be a huge loss for the league and its supporters. Everyone was ecstatic when she performed in her home state.
But right now
After a great evening, Clark's health and availability for the league's most important weekend are in doubt. The setback spoils what should have been a celebration of her record-breaking performance and the team's third straight win. Coach Stephanie White stated that Clark experienced a mild groin soreness and would be evaluated, but she provided very few other details.
Update, just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that, looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
The highs and lows of professional athletes were perfectly captured in Clark's night. Historic achievements are overshadowed by worries about injuries. 3 WNBA records were broken in one game, and in the final seconds, there were tears on the bench. That is the purest and most fervent variation of basketball. The Fever proved that they could win in pivotal circumstances. Its success is still reliant on the availability and health of its superstars, but their third straight victory showed what happens when they play their style of basketball. This squad seems completely different without Clark leading the way. We fans hope Clark gets well in time for All-Star Weekend, as well as celebrating setting 3 WNBA records. In the comments area, let's all wish Caitlin a swift recovery. Turn on all notifications, like, and subscribe to ensure you don't miss anything.